Hi, I'm Heather, and I'm here to inspire you to change your mindset and gain momentum so that you can transform your life one simple step at a time. And today we are going to discuss that murky, gray soup feeling of like just blah, right? Anyone feeling that way? It seems to be a recurring theme around here, but I just hear from people every day. I heard from two great friends today that are really not in a good spot, and it's really no surprise. But there are things that we all can do to sort of get out of this blah area. It might be that you are feeling a lack of motivation, a lack of interest in things that used to interest you and excite you. You might be feeling bored. You might be feeling tired. You might be feeling withdrawn. You might just be feeling negative and stuck. Anyone? Raise your hand. Does this sound like a possibility? I really would love to know if any of you aren't feeling this way, because it happens. Some days, every day isn't going to be an A+ day, right? So we're going to talk about 4 of the things that sort of lead to feeling this just blah feeling. And maybe you can pinpoint which one really is your problem. I wouldn't try and tackle all of them at once, but I think that tackling them just separate and tackling one at a time is probably an easier way, because if y'all are anything like me, it can get very overwhelming. When you're not feeling your best, it's really hard to add more to your plate, right? Trust me, I know, and I get it. So the first thing is sort of 2, they sort of go together. The first thing that might be causing some of these feelings is the simple lack of sleep and exercise and movement you have going on in your life. It's a vicious cycle. I was an insomniac for years and years and years, and it was actually caused me to caused my health to start failing because I just wasn't sleeping. And I really wasn't exercising either. And they do go hand in hand. I mean, I know many of you are like, I have to exercise every day. It keeps my head in the game. And I like to say that I am one of those people, but not yet, okay? But if you don't get enough sleep, then you're too tired to do anything, and then you really feel blah, right? If you do exercise, you do feel more energized. You do, there's nothing like sweating and getting your heart rate up. And then, if you exercise well and you're doing it properly, you're going to feel tired in the evening and you're going to have a better night's sleep. So it's like, you have to just rinse and repeat. You've got to just get into the habit of doing those things. And I am not here to say that I've got it all figured out. I do not. The next thing on my list here, again, y'all know that I take notes sometimes so I don't ramble on forever, is people that are burnt out. People that are working 80 hours a week, or people that are working multiple jobs to make ends meet. People that are just fried from working. And it might be fried from your day job and then coming home and having to clean house and having to cook and having to right? You're just fried. So sometimes, you get stuck and you've got a sick child. I know growing up, when I was in and out of hospitals and having surgery all the time, my parents were fried. It was so taxing. You might have a sick loved one, the same thing. It's very, very exhausting. And in those moments, you have got to remember to take care of yourself before you can take care of anyone else. Maybe you are feeling sort of, I hear this from a lot of people. And I actually, 2 folks that I spoke to today brought this up. Maybe not in these exact words, but I knew what they were saying. Sometimes when you're feeling blah, and I'm not talking like we got to get you to a psychiatrist and you need medication. That's depression. I'm just talking about the point before that. Some of you are feeling trapped. And when you get trapped in whatever it is, a job, a relationship, whatever it is, you sort of become disoriented. Has anyone ever had this happen? Because you're just going through the motions and you don't even realize what's going on because you are trapped. It is not a fun feeling to be trapped. It is also not easy to get out of the trap. And I feel you there. I understand that because I have often through life been trapped in various situations. And it's hard to be strong when you're feeling trapped to get out, right? And when you do feel trapped and you do become disoriented and you're just going through the motions, often a trapped person becomes a little bit of an angry person. Or they get upset, or they'll cry themselves to sleep at night. And these are all things that really just are not conducive to moving on and being successful in the things that you want to in life. If you've started something, whatever it is, a new hobby, you're trying to break an old habit, you're trying to quit smoking, you're trying to get, exercise in, you're trying to do all of these things, you have got to, I just lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. That's really bizarre. It doesn't happen very often. You have got to get out of your comfort zone. That's the only way you're going to get untrapped. I have a long list of these things. There's many things to go over. The last one I would just want to touch on tonight is the feeling of letdown. Now, the feeling of letdown can happen after something negative happens to you, but it can also happen after something positive, right? The big fabulous wedding is over. The awesome family vacation you've saved forever. You're back home and it's over. The presentation for the job you just got promoted for and you knocked it out of the park and it's over. On the other side of the spectrum, you can feel let down when the marriage is over, when you can't take the trip, when you don't get the promotion. All of those things, there's the good and the bad to feeling let down. Don't just be assumed that being let down, the precursor to being let down is a negative thing. Often you are most let down after something very positive. The reason, when those things happen, positive and negative, a lot of adrenaline, because they're either exciting or they're tough to deal with. So you're like in fight or flight mode. And then you return to normal life and it's like blah again, right? This is like so boring, humdrum. Nothing can compete to the excitement or the rush, whether it's positive or negative. And that's another area where you have to, rise above, and it's not easy. So let me just tell you, I've got several ways that you can tackle all of these. I wouldn't necessarily identify the one that's really bothering you and holding you back. And, what's the source? Why aren't you sleeping? Why are you feeling burnt out? What's the source of feeling trapped? What happened to lead you to a letdown? Try and take action and solve the problem. You might need some help. You might need a network. You might need a high vibe tribe. And oftentimes I found that you really have to readjust your expectations. I don't know about all of you, but I hate settling. But with some of these, you have to take baby steps. So don't just take a huge step, because that's going to be really hard. I would suggest baby steps and mini goals to solve the issues. And there's a couple other things that I can chat with you about this. If you guys would like more information, please do yourself a favor and hop on over to heathercentrione.com. I will leave the link, and I am sorry if you are feeling this way, but I also get it. And don't feel like you are the only one, because often many of us are suffering and you don't realize it. You feel like you are the only one, and you are never the only one. All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And as always, I'm going to ask you to be well and believe in you.